Bob or something.
Y'all are like two brothers.
I feel like I'm up here with a comment. No, I think about just how, watching the club evolve and grow and just grab every avenue of service that's coming around. I'd like to think that's a good example for younger faces watching us. But the membership committee has done such a fabulous job of orienting our new members. When I joined, it was like, hey, we're glad to have you here. And you really, you've been in feet first. But now our younger members and new members come in and you've got a guide to go by. I think the badge, moving from the red badge to the blue badge, it's motivating. And you learn a lot in that time point. But I think we just have to, as a club, we have to stay current with what the next generation is interested in as far as our programs and everything else in order to maintain them. I mean, the younger people are the backbone of this club, and they're all going to age out at some point. So anyway, except these two.
Sure. All right, let me add a PS to that. The founding of our Rotary Club in '64 was very timely in that majority of all of our new members were JCs. So I was a JC, and JCs was a big force in Cary. We had to pray, we raised money, we sold clinics, we did everything. We were in the service industry. But when in the JCs, when you turn 35, you become an exhausted rooster and you're turned out. So there's a bunch of us in that area, and so we fell from JCs right into Rotary, and it was something that we were already accustomed to. So we were very lucky on that score.
Nice. Perfect. Oh, wait, oh good. Thank you.
One of the things that I've really enjoyed is being on the programs committee here. And not every program is absolutely wonderful. Not every presenter is a good presenter. But no matter who it is or what it's been, I've learned something new every meeting I've been to. And I really have enjoyed the fellowship and the knowing the people that I know here. So it's been good for me. Whether it's been good for other people, who knows?
One of those interesting programs with Tom Sibley, who was the director of the children's war choir, and he taught music. He was our president that year. He knew the famous jazz singer in New York, and she traveled all over internationally. But she came to visit, and she actually stayed with him. So he brought her for a program. We brought a piano in, and she performed for us as the jazz pianist. And I cannot think, Marilyn something, she now did, Marilyn something, but she was a famous person. And so that was a very interesting program we had.
Nice, thank you. I will say that is what brought me to this Rotary Club specifically, is every week when I left, I knew a new person and I learned something I didn't know. And every week I kept thinking, well, I don't want to miss out. There might be something really good next week and a new person I want to know. So that's what brought me in. I mean, I was a little on the older side when I came in, but yes. I don't know if I could be in that young category.
You've got a question?
Yes?
We mentioned John Ogle as being kind of unique, and he's still a member. But what about With Quarles? Why don't y'all say a little something about good old With, because we've got a statue down at the
Well, With Quarles was a great member, and With was worse than me in that he gave a lot of advice. So anything that came up, he could tell you, and could have been, should have been. He's worse than me. But anyway, if you go down to the depot, there's a statue down there of With Quarles, and he's got his Rotary pin on. In fact, some of his ashes are in his bronze statue. But he was one of the backbone members of the club, and he would go and visit the chamber once a day. He'd visit with Hal, and he'd come up and visit with Gary. But he wouldn't walk up all those steps. He'd call Gary, and Gary would have to go down the steps and hear what he had to tell him.
He was also the person that said women would be in Rotary over his dead body.
He stayed in.
That's what I was going to say. He was the strong one against letting women into the Rotary. He said, I'll get out. And first woman comes in. And Jim Adcock brought this So, you mentioned a while ago, I forgot her name.
Jan Few,
Yeah, that's the same.
and I brought Jimmy.
Before the time runs, can I tell a story?
Yes, please.
My nightmare. I'll tell you about the worst time I've ever had in Rotary. I planned the Rotary, our Christmas program or our installation program is at the Angus Barn. And these are the days when we did not have drinks liquor by the drink. It was brown bagging, and us Southerners know about brown bagging, and you Yankees don't know what brown bagging is. But when you went to a restaurant, you carried your own liquor in brown bags, you put it on, and then you'd buy 7-Ups. So they had a buffet dinner for us. We put all of our liquor on the table, and now we'll go back. I was working a young lady in the drugstore, and I told her one day, I need some entertainment for our Rotary program coming up. It's going to be at the Angus Barn, And so she got me this lady, and that day, or 2 days before, she got sick, and she said she can't come. But she said she's got some friends that can come, and she highly recommends them. So about 3 guys. So I said, great, let them come. So they came, and so this room is like this, and there's a little alcove right over here, and that little alcove had all the liquor and our refreshments over there. And while we were having our program, our high school boys got into the liquor. And then when it was time for me to call them for their program, I counseled them. And it worried me to death. I had nightmares all night. I went and got the paper immediately the next morning as if there was an accident reported of those 3 boys leaving that party. That was a real nightmare. I learned a lot of lessons from that.
That is awesome. Well, our time is getting kind of tight, so I will ask one last question before we open it up if we have time. So each of you spend a lot of time supporting the success of our club and our individual members. In your opinion, what is the one element that we need to nurture to keep our club going strong and aligned with our original intent? What's like the most important thing for us to focus on in your opinion?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, it is just staying current with what's going on in our world and bringing more people into our group and just keeping an ear out for avenues of service. It's all there. Rotary International tells us that if we can't see it for ourselves. There's always something that a Rotarian can do. Be it small or be it large. And I think as long as we keep that mindset, we're good.
That's awesome. Thank you.
That's all, folks.
I think the key is having great programs, and the camaraderie that we have here is fabulous. And it's all, as far as I was working every day, and this was quite a treat for me. This is my only outing for years. Every Tuesday, this was my big deal. And so it is for a lot of people. And so camaraderie and the service and the programs is the key.
And I hope we will keep up with our members, and we used to say attendance is the heartbeat of Rotary. And we've given that up. But I'd like to see more of you here. And there's an interesting notebook up here of former Rotary members. Take a look.
Awesome. Thank you. Camille, do we have time for any questions, or how are we doing? Ooh, that's the hook guy. The hook guy. Okay, well then I will